That's so funny when you hear somebody talk like that. When you hear somebody like this, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. When a guy's on a trail and a bear comes up in those videos, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, bear. Get out of here, bear. Wow. Let me turn my phone off. All right, we're good, man. Got the church. You guys might be wondering why I'm wearing such a flowerful, colorful shirt. Dude, I look like fucking Dominican Joe right now, bro. Like I make my own coffee. Like I grow my own coffee, I brew it, and I drink my own coffee. That's what I look like.
Yeah.
Right? What is your 2 cents? Go ahead, JR.
Yeah, no. You rock them well. I think it's the skin color, the hair.
Damn, dude, look at the hair's looking all low pro and stuff. When I shampoo my hair once, bro, it gets all frizzle frazzle. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I'm wearing this shirt, dog, JR, I got to tell people out there, man, I stepped my fishing game up, dude. You know your boy is a kayak fisherman. You knew him as a kayak fisherman because your boy is now an official sea captain. I purchased a boat, dude, another horrible pandemic purchase. A boat, dog. I bought a boat. I got a little Boston whaler, dude. Little dope little fishing boat, man. Little 16-footer. It's not too big, easy to handle. One for fishing, and two, so my dad has something to do when when you know he's posted up and he just sits there, and they kind of live by the water in Long Beach there. Him and his ex-wife, where he's staying right now. So he keeps seeing these boats come by, and every time I go over there, he goes, "Man, it'd be nice to go on down." He's always like, "That would be nice, man. I mean, that would be great." So we're like, dude, I'm like, fuck it, let's get a little boat, dude. So this guy posted a little for sale sign. Little neighbor had a boat, and you couldn't find these boats, man. The one I was looking for and the price I got for, I got me a deal. And, it was dope. We went and checked it out. I'll put a picture of it right here. That's it. It's a little beauty, man. Looks brand new, dude. It's 2001, runs like it's freaking brand new. And these Boston whalers are known for their hull design. They have like a really deep hull design. So for ocean boat, like a little bay cruiser, or like for where I want to go fishing, maybe a mile out or something like that, or a few hundred yards out from the shore, it's perfect because it's got that deep hull design. Even though it's not that big, it can handle those seas. And then it's also perfect for my pops because he can jump in and out and just go cruising. And I've been taking him out, dude. I've been taking him out. And he'll just jump on the back with a bottle of wine, dude, and I just fucking cruise. And he goes, "Look at the sunset. This is beautiful." So it kind of feels good. And that's like, if you want to talk about a quarantine-friendly adventure, be on a boat. And it was a surprisingly great deal. So that's it. And I just now it's like little hobbies. I go and down there and fix shit up, little knobs and switches and levers. And it's a fun little project, man. What else am I going to do right now? So, dude, if I'm not around, it's because I'm on a boat. So funny. I keep joking with my friends about it, dude. I tell them not to talk to me like that because I own a boat now. And if you saw the boat, you saw the picture of the boat, dude. It's not like a fucking huge cruise ship boat. And the price I got it for, bro, I can't even tell you guys. It'd be like I fucking could purchase a nice furniture chair for less than that. So, whatever. That's it, man. I'm an ocean cruiser. I'm a freaking ocean cruiser. And I put my name and my dad's name on the title. And if you want to try to teach a fucking 72-year-old man how to email shit, because the DMV's closed, bro, I got to get him to email, paperwork, like a picture of his ID, for example. This dude sent me 40 pictures of his fucking ID. But everyone was at an angle. Like, I don't know. I was like, just take it from the top, Dad. Just look at the top of it and make it flat and take a picture of it. Every picture I got was a side angle. It was corner angle. Half of it cut out. Like half his name would be cut out. I was like, Dad, what do you do? I have to see the whole thing. We have to see the whole thing. They don't want half of your ID. Like, oh, yeah, if you want the registration to be in your name or the title to be in your name, just give us half of your ID and we'll figure out the rest. Kel Kamyab. Michael, because they don't have the other piece. It's Kill Kamyab. I don't understand. Then he sends me, he doesn't know yet how to, and I've been trying to teach him, but then he'll blow up at me. That's our dynamic. I'll try to teach him something. He goes, you motherfucker. You fucking asshole. And he always, you came here when you were fucking 5 years old. He'll rub that shit in my face, dude. He'll be like, because he brought me here when I was 5, you know? So I owe him all this shit. I owe him. Why I have fucking boats? Because of him, probably, you know? He brought me here. What I went on a fucking boat. Where did I sail that bitch? In the Persian Gulf? Come on, man. So I think we have an interesting relationship. And I wish he was just fucking cool. You know, he just can't, not that he's not cool. He's cool at sometimes. Then he'll just flip on a switch, dude, and just fucking go off on me about some dumb shit. I'm like, Dad, you got to send me the exact, he goes, send this lady email. And then he just says like, etag.com. Send it. Like, Miss Kathy. Her name is Kathy. Like, there's 1,000 people that work for this company, and he thinks I can just say, attention, Kathy. And then it's just going to go out there. And he doesn't think you need to, like, spell it correctly or anything. I said, Dad, every email is specific to the person. And then I'll be, like, telling like that. You're like, you fucking asshole. He'll start doing that. And then 2 seconds later, well, son, how do I, you know? It's like nothing happened. He'll yell at me, and then I get pissed, and it's like really stressful. But I don't know, man. We're figuring it out. But it's been good to bond with him on the boat. You know, that's been a cool thing because I get to take him out, and then we have something cool to, you know, we're both excited about it, you know. So, like doing little services or whatever, like getting somebody to come look at the engine or something. He's like, yeah, did you call that guy, this, that? So it's been cool to, like, have something that, you know, hopefully will bring us together and not tear us apart. But so far, so good, dude. Oh, my God. And then JR and I were in Arizona last week, and he calls me up, and it was like the first day, you know, I got the boat, and then I dip, and I'm like, Dad, I set it up for him. I got it all perfect, ready for him and everything. I'm like, whenever you want to take it out, take it out. But, like, you know, the engine, I wanted to make sure it was good before, you know, he's out there. I don't want him to get stuck, you know. And there's a guy supposed to come look at it. So I'm like, just don't do it until I get back or whatever. But whatever. I was like, fuck it. Take it out if you want. But we should definitely get the thing serviced before we put a lot of pressure on this engine. So he takes it out, which is cool. That's what the boat's for. And he calls me. And he's like, Amir, what is... And I hear in the background, beep, 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 like the emergency motor engine, like, shut off noise, which is, like, never good on a boat. If you hear that, you fucked up. It's a major fuck up. And he's trying to act calm, but this shit's going on in the background. He's like, you know, it's okay. It's like, you know, like it's like abandoned ship noise. Anyway, he's like, no, it was, you know, and then he'll like make up his own thing, like of what it was. So I go, Dad, I've been watching these videos because now that I got the thing, I've been learning about, you know, this type of boat and that type of engine. It's an outboard Mercury engine. So now I got to learn about it. So I'm reading up. And says there's a emergency noise, shut off noise that'll do like let you know, hey man, your fucking engine's about to blow up. And that's the noise. And I'm hearing, he goes, no, it's not that. He'll like make up his own thing. He goes, it was, I guess, something electrical. He goes, I guess it was like electrical or something because, you know, I shut it off and I touched the wires and the noise, the buzzing was gone. Dude. The buzzing was gone, he told me. So then, whatever, he gets it back. Then when I came home, I went down there. Turns out the engine had not a drop of oil in it. Not one drop of oil. If you know anything about engines, an engine cannot run without oil. That's the essential lubricant for all those pistons and pumps and shits and cylinders. You have to have oil going through there to lube everything up. Had not an ounce of it. So that means your engine's burning hot, and that could crack the engine. It could seize your engine and ruin it. And those engines aren't cheap. They're like 10 grand for a new engine. So that was it. That was the problem. And he had made up that it was, it's electrical. I touched the wires, he said. He said he opened the little under the hole and touched the wires, and then the buzzing went away.
So you made that up?
He didn't make it up, but he said that that's what it was. But come on, does that even make sense?
No, but it sounds familiar.
What? That he made it up?
No, that father like son.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. No, he is like me like that. Like my dad will like do something and he'll be like, what did you do? You know I'm like that too, right?
Yeah.
Like if something fucks up, he spilled wine. In the boat. He had wine in the boat. I wasn't drinking wine. I didn't have wine. I didn't have anything like that. He has a little fucking bullshit styrofoam glass of wine, and I'm cruising around the harbor, and he's drinking. And then there's wine on the ground, on the boat. There's just like wine, but if you don't get it up, obviously it's going to stain. Wine can penetrate the shit and stain it. So I'm like, oh, Dad. And he's like, did you do that? How the fuck did I do that? I don't even have a cup of wine in my hand. He said, did you do that? We're so much alike. And my brother's the same way. He's the same way. And I'm like, how did I do that, dude? And like, I don't know. And it used to be where like we'd get so tense and he'd yell at me, or whatever, and it would bother me. And my brother, it still bothers him. Like he's still looking for my dad's approval in some way. Like my dad could say something and he says the meanest shit, but he doesn't mean it. My dad says the meanest shit and he doesn't mean it. Like you never did, whatever. You'll tell him something in confidence and he'll bring that shit back around to you, and fucking stab you in the back with it, But in like when you're really vulnerable and then you get scarred from that shit, he's done it my whole life. So I've learned to just go, I'll laugh at it. My brother, he'll be like, and it still gets to under his skin. I go, dude, what? Haven't you realized it doesn't matter what this guy thinks? Like, I love him. He's your dad, but like nothing. Because then 2 seconds later, and he'll be drunk and like, and he'll laugh and say like, I gave up on you. And my brother be like, what do you mean? Like, I'm working really hard, Dad. And I'm just doing my business. He goes, just enjoy your fucking life. He'll tell my brother, because my brother's working. My brother makes a lot of money right now because he's working really hard. And he has a business, an appraisal business, which I used to do, but like I couldn't do it anymore. It's so hard and tedious. And my brother grew his business to be so successful and so good, but he is in neck deep in shit and paperwork and files and fucking stuff. So it's not fun, but he makes money. And my brother just bought a boat. So check this out. The day before I got my boat, which my brother found and was like, hey, dude, you should get this little Boston whaler. It's perfect for like fishing how you do and you want to go and we could just take it around and do. And of course, but the day before that, my brother bought 10 times the price of my boat, a Boston whaler. That's fucking way bigger. That's like 32 feet. My boat's 16, his is 32. And that's like cruising for like tuna out there. Like go to Catalina in fucking 30 minutes. And that's why he got it, because he has, his family and stuff. And it's a fucking hardcore fishing boat, smooth as hell, really nice. So yeah, so he got that boat, and then I got this other boat, and I wasn't in competition at all. I just thought like at the time, I started to look up stuff too, and he was excited about the boat, and I'm like, dude, I'm so excited for him to get it. So I'm like, dude, that's awesome. But then he was always telling me, and I always told him no. He was like, dude, why don't you get like one of these little Boston whalers, because they're perfect for little like marina fishing and stuff. And I was always like, no, dude, that's stupid. Why would I do that? Like, why would I ever do that? And then I realized like, oh, I'm going to be in this fucking quarantine for a while. I need something to do. Why don't I just do that? And it's a good thing for all of us, my dad, me, and it kind of gets us together and all that, whatever. So my brother happened to buy that boat that I found. I sent it to him on Craigslist, and I was just doing a shot in the dark. I saw this. I was looking up boats that my brother wanted, and I looked it up and I go, oh, dude, did you see this? Because those ones come on the market right now during coronavirus. A boat will come on the market that's if it's like a desirable one, and it's gone right away because people are doing, stuff they wouldn't normally be doing because there's nothing else to do. So they're taking boats out and being by themselves on the water, shit like that. So right now, the market for boats is insane. And there's no, like, even when I went to go get parts for my little boat, that there's like limited parts, everything's back ordered because everyone's ordering the shit because they're all doing the maintenance and the fixing up and everything right now. So my brother gets his boat, and then the day later, I get mine. And I'm not in a competition or anything like that, but here's the thing that happened. So I'm like, hey, this is me and Dad's boat. You have your boat. And I know how my brother is, and I've talked about it on the podcast. And it's like, if he has anything, it's like, no, you can't. So my brother has a fucking dinghy. We had a little dinghy before when we used to go fishing together, my brother and I. It was a $500 dinghy, like a dinghy that he put a little trolling motor on. It got the job done, and we put 2 little chairs in there. It was dope. It was a really cool rig, but it's $500. And still with that little fucking shit thing, he was like, I'd call him up and I'd be like, hey man, could I want to go fishing in the morning. He was busy to work, so he couldn't. So he still wouldn't let me take it out by myself. A $500 fucking boat that I could pay for if anything happened. And So he never let me take it out. He never let my dad take it out. Like my dad would be there and he's like, hey, Mark, but my dad, I can understand because he's maybe afraid something would happen out there if he was by himself. And so that was the whole thing. And then when my brother got his boat, but he doesn't get it for like 2 weeks. Like his type of boat, there's a fucking escrow or something. It's like buying a fucking condo. So there's gonna be a 2-week period. But I got my shit like that day. I went there. I was like, hey man, fucking, you want to do the deal? We shook hands. And literally the guy like lived like down the way and kept his boat like in a slip right there. And I just drove that shit over to my dad and his ex-wife, my stepmom, who I consider my stepmom still, Bobby, and I parked it right in front of their little slip. And now it's the first day I get this boat. First day. I haven't even fucking started doing stuff, and there's a little bit of issues that I need to correct, right? And my brother's like, oh, dude, great. Hey, man, would you let me in? Would you let me and Rebecca, his wife, take the boat? And I'm like, dude, are you like, what are you? I just got it. I got to figure out how to use the thing. I got to figure out how everything works. And he's like, dude, you fucking. So we got in a fight over this thing. He's like, dude, come on, man. I was like, I wish we had a cool relationship where I could be like, yeah, dude, no problem. But and I don't know if this is petty. You tell me. But I was, and my dad was too. He goes, you fucking asshole. He goes, you asshole. You didn't let us take a $500 dinghy. This is so sad, but this is how my family is, dude. He said, you didn't let us to take a $500 dinghy out, you fucking asshole. And now you're asking like for the first day. And dude, it's my brother. The fucking reason I got, there's nobody else I'd rather go fishing with than him. But he lives there. So I know that if I go, hey man, just use it, then it's like his boat. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm being petty about it or whatever. If we were a better relationship and we were like cool and, there's some brothers that are like, dude, what's mine is yours and all that shit. But just the sheer way that he is, and I know that if it's my thing, he's not going to treat it like it's his. And like, that'll be like the practice boat for him and bash it up and bang it around. So when he gets his, like he can fucking drive it. Now, I don't know, dude.
I mean, I wouldn't let my brother take my boat out.
And it was the first day. And he's like, dude, just go in there. I'm like, hey, if you want to do a little romantic thing with Rebecca, Dad'll go watch Milo. And then you jump in the boat and I'll take you guys on a romantic cruise around the marina.
Like a chauffeur.
Like a fucking chauffeur. How good is that? But that wasn't the thing. He made it about him and my sister-in-law making it romantic because he was with me all day dealing with the boat stuff. But he wasn't even with me. He was with me for a little bit. He's like, dude, she's really pissed at me right now. So could I just take her out for a little romantic cruise? I'm like, dude, first of all, you just want to drive the boat around. And you want to fucking play with the stuff. You're not going to even talk to her while you're taking this cruise. So I said, if you want, I didn't say that, but I'm like, hey, if you want to do a romantic cruise, I'll drive you guys. You get in the boat. It's like we're constantly trying to do this mind thing with each other. Because that's the truth of it. I go, hey, dude, if you really meant it, motherfucker, get in the boat, you and your wife, and you guys be romantic on the front of it, and I'll drive. I won't even say a peep. And I'll be fucking with the knobs and gears and trying to figure out how to use the boat. And so he gets on. He's like, all right, begrudgingly does it. I pick them up. Right away, my brother takes the wheel, hits the fucking boat on the side of the dock, dude. Right away. And I'm like, dude, and if that was his boat, he would have they have bumpers and shit, but he hit it and it caused a mark, And he was like, no, they're supposed to. Dude, if that was his boat, he would have fucking killed me. He would have thrown me overboard. So I was like, dude, Mark, and I'm trying to be a bigger guy. I'm like, dude, Mark, dude, what, but I can't. Like, it's like, I'm like, come on, dude, what the fuck? Are we petty? Are we weird?
Dude, it's the same thing with a family, bro.
It's just so, and I know it's weird to talk about, but I'm like, dude, what is wrong with us? And then like, I think I'm doing a good thing. My sister-in-law couldn't be happier. She's like, dude, so happy. She's sitting there, like I could see her while I'm pulling up. She's like, hey, well, congrats, And then my brother's getting in his little mode of like, he's got to control everything. And we get on. He's like, no, this is how you do it. He's like trying to fucking take the wheel. And then he like hits it onto the side. I'm like, Mark, what the fuck? So he goes, gets the thing, rubs off the side of it. He's like, dude, it's okay. These are supposed to be hit.
It's so funny how you get flustered.
I get so pissed.
It's so funny.
I get so pissed because I know how he is with his shit. And then we got in a fight. And I'm like trying to get to a better place. We got a fucking fight, dude. Like a bad one on the water when he was supposed to be having a good time. Because I could tell all he wanted to do was drive around and fucking fuck with the boat. But it wasn't about his romantic time or showing my sister-in-law a good time, which is what he came on to the shit with the guise of. You know, and then he acted like I didn't know what the fuck was up. You know what I'm saying? And then so we got in a fight about it, and he's like, dude, I know what you're doing. And then it got into this whole thing of like, where he thought I was competing. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, this is like a piss hand boat compared to what you got. I'm not trying to compete with you. And he's like, then you can never come on my boat.
He said that?
Some dumb shit like that, dude. Like, you know, then when you get him, and I'm like, it's so dumb because I know he doesn't mean, we're like my dad, me, my brother, we all say dumb shit that we don't mean when we're like heated. And then like 2 seconds later, he's like, cool. But I hate that relationship. I fucking hate it. Because then you're just like all bent up. And dude, just the way my brain, like my friends could not hang out with us. Friends have come hang out. You know, Matt?
Yeah.
Good buddy Matt, man. One of my best buds. This dude, Matt, he came to dinner with us one time back in the day. And it was me, my brother, and my dad. And the way we talk, we'll gang up on each other. It's all like you have to be on guard the whole time. And it's never like, yeah, one guy will talk shit and then the other guy will team up. And then you got to be like, oh, no, but then look at you fucking, you know, you're sure stupid or whatever it is. It's like comedians in a green room or something. And Matt's like, dude, how the fuck do you guys do that? Like I was anxiety. I had stress the whole time I was having dinner with you guys. But that's just how it is. It's the most dysfunctional, fucking weird setup. And I'm just over it, dude, but I don't know how to fix it.
Time.
It's hard to be the bigger guy. It's so hard, you know, because it's hard not to go tit for tat. And do I want to be like, oh man, even though you didn't let me use your fucking dumb dinghy, and I would have to take that stupid kayak and sit and the fucking plugs would come out and my ass would get wet and it wasn't the most comfortable, you know, and you didn't give a fuck to offer me the dinghy once. Like I wish like I had a brother that would be like, hey man, I know you like fishing. Would you like to come down sometime this week and just take the dinghy out? I have work to do, but you want to come down and do it so you don't have to go in the fucking water and be an asshole on a kayak in the middle of the fucking ocean and get your asshole wet. You know, I wish I had that. And then that makes me feel like I would have just been like, hey dude, whatever you want, take the boat whenever you want. And I would love to do that.
This is where like the movie it cuts and that fool you're on the boat and he walks up with a dinghy. He's just taking it to you. Like your brother, this is when the movie cuts and you're on the boat fixing it, and then your brother rocks up with a little dinghy.
He did do that.
And then he goes, Amir, you want to get in my dinghy?
He did.
Oh, he did?
He didn't do it like that.
Oh, he did?
But what he told me was, this is what he told me. He said, dude, I fucking told you can take it out. Yes. So basically right before this whole boat shit happened, like where we got the boats, there was a day where I was like, dude, I want to go fishing tomorrow. And he goes, well, yeah. I was like, can I borrow the dinghy? And he goes, no. This was like the 10th time he told me no. I'm like, dude, I thought like by now he's going to be lax. And he's like, no. And he's like, but dude, next time I'll show you how to do it. I got shit to do. You don't know how to do it. And I'm like, dude, I've watched you do it 25 times when I went with you. I know how to fucking do it. And if anything happens, I could buy you 3 of those fucking dumb dinghies. And he goes, no, dude, but whatever. Okay, next time you come, I'll let you do it. And that was it. And I was like, fuck it. Fuck that. I'll just go on the kayak. Whatever. It's not as comfortable, but it still works. So I went down there, dude, and I did it. And then this thing. And he goes, look. He goes, dude, I told you can use it. I said next time. I said next time.
Oh, fuck. But the real question is, what's the name of the boat?
Dude, what do you think? Salty Locks. Salty Locks, man. Is that dumb? Do you even name a boat that small? When I take it out, if I do it needs a bottom paint, which you need to do every once in a while. If you have a boat in the ocean and you store it on the water, there's the thing that you got to do. You got to clean the boat all the time. You got to clean the bottom of it. And also you have to apply a coat of bottom paint so the salt water doesn't eat away at the bottom of the hull. And then shit grows on it, like barnacles and stuff like that will grow.
Algae.
And it ruins algae, barnacles, all that stuff. Dude, after like a week or 2 in the summer, shit starts sticking on there like easy. So one, you have to hire some dude to come and clean it every now and then. And then you got to put the bottom paint. So when I pull it out, and it needs bottom paint bad. So when you pull it out, put it on a trailer, and paint it, then I'll probably put some bullshit on the side of it. But it's so fun, dude. And you don't realize how dope fucking the sunsets are until you're out wide in the open like that. Really? Until you're out in the water, dude, and you're just like looking out, and it's like you can't help but be like relaxed out there. That is one thing that's happened, is like we have calmed down out on the water because it's hard to get mad out there. You know, you get pissed at each other like, you fucking bitch. And you look at the sun and it's just like, wow, this is awesome. And there's like, dude, seals coming around. There's dolphins. It's awesome. And yeah, dude, I'm just starting to get to learn all that stuff. I may be annoying that I talk about it so much.
You're a boat captain.
Bro, I'm going to be living in Flofers in these Hawaiian shirts. I'm so sorry to bother you. It's just fun, man. It's nothing but fun. It's COVID fun. That's what I call it. And we got nothing to do, dude. Go out there, wake up at 5 a.m., go fishing, come back by 2. Because the water gets rough, and when the water gets rough, you don't want to fucking be out there. This is not an interesting podcast for people to listen to.
I like it. I think they like it. Maybe more people get boats.
So, Jay Ara just told me in that little snap that we did to switch the subject up, because I thought I did enough boat talk for one podcast. He told me that 12 guys, 12 angry men were busted in a sting operation, in a prostitution sting operation in Temecula. And let me tell you something real quick. If it's one time you should give a John a pass, it's right now during coronavirus. Coronavirus. When there is coronavirus, go away from her. And when there is nothing else to do, this lonely ass guy, 12 of them, we're looking for a little bit of love. And what I've been noticing, JR, to tell you the truth, is out on the street, street walking is back better than ever, and it's out, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It is like the 70s in New York.
Yeah,
right now,
booming.
dude, if you go out there, it's like 70s in Times Square. Go down Hollywood, they're walking around, brother. You know why? They're catching these people. Like, people are not going to Craigslist and all that stuff right now because of COVID, but guys will still be horny driving around. And that's what they're counting on. It's like some dude will be driving around going, ooh, and they're wearing their mini skirts, dude. I've seen a bunch of them out and about.
Sorry to cut you off, but how fucked up is it that they put all their pictures online?
Well, dude, when you do some sort of sexual shit, when you do a sexual shit, they cannot wait to tell other people you're a creep.
Bro, that's my cousin.
Damn, fool, that guy had a mask on
at his
in
name.
there. Who,
Brian Cruz.
Oh, dude. When you do a sexual crime, they can't wait to put your ugly ass mug in the press, dude. They can't wait. There was a neighbor of mine underneath me, dude. Guy I knew, and I would see him all the time. He was a musician or some shit, or he like said he did music. And this is Hollywood, you know, you just take a guy's word for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look you up. I go, you do music? Cool, man. I'm a comedian. He looks at me and goes, yeah, right. You know, so you never know. You never know if the guy's good or not, you know? So the guy told me he does music. I'd see him all the time. My roommate at the time, see him all the time. You look at him, looks normal, a little off. I never saw him maybe hanging out with chicks and all that. Every now and then he'd have somebody over and he'd be like, hey, man, you want to smoke? He'd always ask me if I want to smoke weed with him. And I like to keep it, when it's Hollywood, you don't want to get too friendly with your neighbors. This is a fucking land of misfit people, dude. And not to shit on LA, but you never know, man. They're maybe running from something is why they're here. So you get a lot of eclectic and different types of people, which is good and bad. Because people lose themselves out here. And they'll do some shit maybe they wouldn't do back home. Because they have a reputation to uphold. Because you can always leave LA. But you can't leave your hometown. I mean, you can't leave the reputation that you created in your hometown. Like, you know, LA, you leave, you fucking do some crazy shit, you know? You jerk off in your neighbor's plants. You know, you leave here, they'll forget about it in 3 years. No one will even talk about it anymore. But in your hometown, all the people you grew up with, you went to school with, there's Charles, jacks off in the bushes. Charles jacks off in the bushes. That's how we know Charles. So you can't run, right? But here you can. So I never get too close with my neighbors. I'm quieting down so they can't hear me. I never get too close with my neighbors. I just don't. I mean, super close. I have some that I'm more friendly with than others, but I just like keep it I don't know, especially where I live, like in the heart of Hollywood. You never know, man. Like I said, this last guy, I thought he was a normal guy. Lived under me. I would see him all the time. He had roommates. I would see them all the time. Then one morning, 6 a.m., dude. Bah, 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 bah. I hear banging like you wouldn't hear before, dude. There's a fucking SWAT team going into this dude's place, raiding the place. I'm like, what? It's got to be drugs. I'm like, it's got to be drugs. Dude, child porn. Child porn, dude. And the cops could not wait to tell me.
Oh, they just
told
you.
Dude. Oh, because if it's something of that nature, they want you to be humiliated. They want you to be like, it's like To Catch a Predator, man.
Yeah.
No one has any sympathy for guys that do that shit, as they shouldn't.
Any other crime, the cops would be like, just go on your way, sir. Just go on your way.
Any other crime, they'd be like, hey, man, nothing to see here. This one, dude, the guy couldn't wait to tell me. He goes, oh, yeah, he's fucking around with little kids. He said that. The guy, dude, wasn't even professional. He goes, yeah, he's fucking with kids, man. Oh, yeah, you'll find out. Look him up. He told me, he goes, look him up, because he knows that charge is going to come up. And we did look him up, and it was that shit, dude. He was soliciting minors online. Soliciting minors, and then he had a bunch of fucking child porn. And they were lit. Dude, this is the fucked up part. This is the one part I was like, dude, do this shit somewhere else. They were inventorying evidence when they came, and I have a stairwell that goes up to my apartment, and they were sitting, and he's in the underground apartment. They were sitting in the stairwell watching pornos. The cop's in there with the laptop just watching it, right in my staircase. Take it somewhere else, dude. But he said, yeah, there was some weird shit on there, and the dude got popped. And then I had to keep seeing him. They left him for, it wasn't like.
They let him go?
No, I mean, they took him, and then he was out on bail. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, he came back, and I'd have to keep seeing him, and I was like, hey.
And he lived underneath you?
Dude, he lived right under me, man.
Bro, when someone looked up the charts of sex offenders.
I'm in the house.
Boo!
Mm-hmm.
They don't know it's upstairs.
Well, it could be up here, too. No, man. That's crazy. And then we looked him up, and he got convicted, dude.
Fuck.
Like, he moved out and shit, but, like, what a weird thing. And I had no idea. I was like, oh, this has got to be for sure for drugs or something. He's, like, slanging coke or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was not. It was that. And I was like, damn. But like I said, these cops cannot wait to put your ass on blast if it's something like that. And they want everyone to know.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they make you knock on doors, bro. They go, hey, I can't keep my dick in my pants.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, Sepulveda. I was passing through Sepulveda. So Sepulveda's back in the valley. Prostitute Central. There's a lot now.
Dude, they're all over the place. I was with, what was it, on Sunset. And I was grabbing Doogie from Andy's house. And 2 prostitutes. I haven't seen that many in, like, within the time that I got out of the car to just go grab Doogie, there was 2 prostitutes crossing paths, dude.
Like mad dogging each other, or like
not even. They were
like
just cruising. They were like, dude, we're back to business. Because remember, when I first moved to LA, there was tons of prostitutes
Yeah, and
walking.
then they cracked down on them.
No, but it wasn't crackdown. It was Craigslist. Craigslist took these prostitutes off the streets because then it was just done online. And my theory is that there's, people are scared to go online and look up people, but still they'll be like driving in the car and then like they'll see somebody and they'll be like, let me just do it real quick.
Got it.
Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to like looking it up, because then if you went online, it's like a lot of work goes into it. But if you do it they're doing impulse buys.
Yeah.
That's like, what the prostitutes are like the gum by the register.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like they're just there.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I'm here.
I don't go actively looking for candy, but if it's by the register, I might grab an M&M's. You might grab an M&M's here once or twice. But to get back to the guys, 12 guys in an operation, a sting operation. That's just fucking shooting fish in a barrel. That's shooting fish in a barrel. If you go, they put up an ad.
It was an ad. They
Dude,
put up ads.
Whenever cops are doing this sexy and luring the guys, like, hey, hot stuff, I'm just looking for a good night. This is the worst ad.
Somebody would call it, though.
Yeah, because, there was guys on To Catch a Predator that got caught twice.
Twice?
Yeah, dude. There's some fucking footage of the guy. He's like, oh, I didn't know. The one guy's like, I came to get a burger. He met a girl, and then they caught him at the house. Then he's like, I'll meet you at a McDonald's. And they caught him at the McDonald's. He's like, what? I'm just here to get a burger. That guy was such a fucking tool, man. They've caught some guys twice. That's how dumb guys are. Some guys drive 18 hours to meet some fucking 14-year-old kid,
Shit.
These guys are, and so you don't think they're going to be driving by and seeing a prostitute and be like, oh, let me just fucking do that real quick. Because it's just like opportunity.
You just had a moment right now.
I don't know, man. I just thought about getting a prostitute.
That's what I was thinking. The same thing.
Right?
I was like, the dude would just.
COVID's been lonely.
Did he just fucking think of the prostitute?
Corona's been lonely, man. Anyways, we got to shut this down. I got to go cruising. I'm going to go cruise the streets. Damn, getting caught. Yeah, that sucks with those type of things. And that sting operation. Shit. I was at a rub and tug one time. I thought I got raided.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Where was this at?
I thought it got raided. This was years ago, man. I was there with my boy. You know him. I remember one time he was in the room and then I knocked on the door and I'm like, are you ready? And he goes, come on in. It was just funny, dude, to go in there and jack him off. No, so we were in there and, dude, we were getting our massages because they'll do, in a rub and tug, they massage you first, obviously. I'm not going to lie and say I haven't gone. I've gone. I've been a few times. But it's like, I don't know if women will ever understand that, but it's like jerking off literally is, we're not emotionally attached to the thing. And I think that's where I think women and men differ physiologically or mentally. Is that if that's
we
the word? We
compartmentalize a lot.
Yeah, you just go, oh, I'm just like jerking off, you know, and you have no physical attachment or mental attachment or emotional attachment to this person. You're just like doing it, and then when you're done, you just move on.
They're massaging you. You're just massaging another part.
There you go. And it sounds like you've said that to a few women. Either way, it's not, I don't think, you know, even when older guys, like they got that craft guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, dude, give the guy a break, man. Fucking guy. He's a billionaire, dude. Let him get roped off every now and then. You know, what are you complaining about? Just less you got to do. You know? So this is how it goes. You go there sometimes. It's just easy. I don't even go anymore. It's like I don't feel like going anymore. But back then, you know, you were younger. I was like, yeah, I need to get some whatever every now and then. And sometimes you'd have a dry spell. So you get the massage. The massage is the best part. And then if they're really good, they get you going. So anyway, you know, one thing leads to another. When they're massaging you, it feels good. And then they go to the thing and they go, turn over. You know, the turn over. And that's like, you're like, oh, shit.
Oh.
And we were in the rub and tug thing, dude, and we were both getting our massages. It was a portion of the massages. Then all of a sudden we hear, like screaming like you wouldn't believe, dude. And I'm like, holy shit. And two things went through my head. I go, oh, it's a raid. We heard these screams that were like somebody was getting murdered. So at first I was like, oh, it's a raid. And then I'm like, holy shit. It's a mass shooting. Like somebody's come back. Like one of these guys has come back and like try to kill all these girls. You know, like somebody like had some problems. You know, they're like, get out of bad service or something. You know, because I saw them. There would be guys that were wasted there. Like I'd be going in. There'd be guys that were like hammered, like construction dudes or something, or like a guy that just got off work and he's wasted, and he's trying to go in and they're like, no, you can't come in, because I'm sure they get like touchy feely and weird with the women. So they kick the guy out. So I thought it was that situation, like somebody was coming back and like fucking, you know, and at that time, like there was a lot of like shootings happening. So we thought it was that. I thought it was that, you know, I thought it was like, oh my God, somebody's coming, because the way that they were screaming was crazy. And I'm naked, dude. I'm like, I'm like this. So I'm like trying to put my clothes on and shit. And then the lady comes back, like as I'm getting my clothes on. And she's like, it was a rat. Yeah. So she said it was a mouse. Dude, it was a rodent. And it like scared the shit out of the girls there. But dude, I thought we were done for.
That's so funny. I've never gotten a rub and tug, man. I've gone one time to try to do it.
Yeah.
And I think I was so nervous. She thought I was
a cop
because I didn't do the signals right. The one what my friend told me to do. I was like, I just got a shitty massage.
Dude, that's, oh my God. One of our boys, you know this.
Yeah.
One of our boys, we were in San Diego, actually at the Comedy Store, doing a weekend. And when I go down there, I bring a couple guys, you know, like if you're headlining, you can bring a couple openers. So I always bring some friends, you know, that I enjoy hanging out with. So JR came with me and a couple other guys that I won't mention. And one of our homies, we went to Mexico. Me, JR, and my other buddy Ari went to Mexico because we had an invite. And we went down there, had lunch and all that. And our other buddy that didn't bring his passport, he went to 3 different rub and tugs. He went because he just kept, because you don't know if it's a rub and tug or not. You just go and you're kind of, it's like a shot in the dark. You know, you kind of know the signals. You walk in there. If they're wearing heels, it's a motherfucking rub and tug. If the girls are all wearing heels, like the masseuses, it's a rub and tug. Or if they're dressed like, you know, sexy or whatever, it's a rub and tug for sure. But if you go in there and they're wearing like scrubs, do not ask for a rub and tug. Do not pull your dick out. It's not a rub and tug. I mean, you shouldn't pull your dick out anyway. That's their thing to do. I'm a nice guy. Whatever, dude. So one of our buddies went to a one rub and tug, or he thought was a rub and tug, and he got a massage, and they never they never did the thing. And then he went to another one. This dude ended up getting 3 massages and no tug at the end of it. And he said 3 horrible massages.
Yeah.
So it's funny, man, because they'll think you're a cop.
You look so much not like a cop
that I'm a
they
cop.
think you're a cop.
Yeah, exactly. Like they go, I look like a guy that's undercover to bust,
Yeah.
you know, them at the time.
The fuck
Oh, dude, this was a cool thing I saw. Did you know where the hangover comes from, JR?
like the movie or like
No, the term, the hangover.
Hangover? No,
Like, I have a
don't.
hangover.
No, I don't.
Dude, there was these things where it was like the lowest form of accommodation was a rope. Literally a rope, dog, that you would hang on. So, like, there would be a room like this with 10 ropes going across it. And then you would just hang for the night. You pay a penny, and you hang on it, and you sleep.
Oh.
It's called a penny hang. This is for, like, the coal miners and shit like that. And, you know, it was like an enclosed room, so that's why it was an accommodation. You know, when you're a miner back in the day, they didn't just have, like, you know, hotels and shit. They had just rooms. And the cheapest way to do it was throw a rope across, and they just, like, hang up on. Imagine the sleep you would get on that,
Fuck,
bro.
like just hanging on the rope?
And that's where the term hangover is, how I have a hangover.
Oh, shit.
Well, you learn something new every time you listen to this podcast. Aren't you glad you did?